Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Jay's joining me.
Hello everyone.
We got a really special beer today. This is the very exclusive Founders Canadian Breakfast Stout, also known as CBS. They did a very, very limited bottling of this for the first time ever. It was like 1,000 cases nationwide, something like that, according to their website. Dan, the Endosymbiosis, said that they haven't brewed this since 2007, and he lives like right around the corner from the brewery, so I'll take his word for it. Let's see what it says on here. It just says, CBS Imperial Stout, ale brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels, 10.6% ABV, and it's a product of the USA.
Okay, for starters, the first thing I noticed was as you were pouring it, especially in your glass, it had like a blood red color to it.
Yeah.
And even now there's, I don't know if it's still a red, but definitely a purple or, you know, a darker tone to that.
But I don't see any, like you hold up to the light, I don't see anything on the edge. I mean, it's straight up black to me.
Yeah, like there's definitely black in the actual body itself.
Yeah.
But when you were pouring it, I could see that different color. The head, you can see.
Yeah, very lovely.
Yeah, and it's different based on the two glasses, but I still got a little something here.
Yeah, it's like the same color as these tables. It's like a froth, almost like a cream.
Yeah. The aroma?
I just get all coffee.
Yeah, I get a lot of coffee. I don't get any maple syrup, which is maybe I was expecting to get that.
Yeah, I was too, or vanilla or something, but I get like the kind of bourbon quality.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's almost smoky.
Yeah, to me it reminds me of a someone like a coffee that someone put a shot of booze in it. Like that's like the
like Irish coffee.
Yeah.
It smells really good.
And I do get that smoke quality that you said as well. I'm excited based on it because it smells real rich and sugary as well.
Yeah.
So.
It smells like a coffee with a ton of sugar in it.
Yeah. Well, let's see what this is all about and see
Cheers.
if it lives up to the hype. Cheers. That's good. Why don't you go first in the flavor?
I get a lot of lingering of the bourbon on this one. More so than the KBS, which is weird. You think it'd be less. Just lots of vanilla and wood. The palate is more of like a homogenized general sweetness across the whole front, and finishing with that smoky vanilla type thing. Really, really, really tasty.
What I got is coffee was definitely the most dominant flavor that I got out of this. But there's also definitely that flavors of like a sweet chocolate as well going on. And then it finishes with a nice lingering bitterness that's not overwhelming. Surprisingly to me, I did not get a whole ton of bourbon on this initial sip. And also, the other part about it being 10.6%. I remember when I had the KBS, I remember I had to sip it very slowly because of how boozy the presence was. This is a lot more toned down to me than what I can remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's like any alcohol presence. I mean, there's a little bit of warmth after it goes down, but I'm getting tons of just that bourbon, the wood quality, which I love. You know, even Brown's Whiskey Barrel Porter has that same flavor.
Yeah, that to me, one of the greatest things about these barrel-aged things is that wood quality you get. And I definitely get the wood quality. What I don't get is that bourbon flavor, but I get the wood.
Yeah. I don't get any like maple syrup taste straight up.
That I was just about to say before I said the one thing that I don't get is the maple syrup. I don't get it at all, not even the slightest little bit, other than maybe the richness or the stickiness of the beer.
Yeah, if you lick your lips, you kind of get like a sugary kind of aftertaste, like if you were eating pancakes or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I get a lot of coffee in this one. KBS has a lot of coffee in it too.
Yeah.
This isn't quite as like roasty and bitter as KBS. This is just like, this is KBS if like you took a you know, if you chiseled all the harsh edges off of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's very similar, just not quite as big, but it's still very intense, very rich, and very flavorful.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to take a break and come back?
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how this, as it warms, what happens.
We're gonna go ahead and take a break and get back to you in a few moments.
Cheers.
All right, well, we're back, and as you can see, we have just a little bit of beer here left, and just a little bit is what I have, because I really wanted to savor it, because I really enjoyed it.
I know, I was drinking it so fast. I was like, oh my god, I'm almost done.
What did you think?
Really, really, really liked it. It is so much like KBS, but it's lighter. That's what, you call it KBS Light.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Which is ironic, because like, you think like the lighter one would be a little more popular, so it's a little more drinkable. It's KBS where, actually I was just telling Jay this off camera, KBS is very roasty, very overtly bitter with the coffee and the roasted malts. This is kind of like, it trades that roasted malt for like a vanilla, way more vanilla type flavor. I don't really get maple syrup per se. I mean, like, maybe it kind of reminds me of Southern Tier Creme Brulee, like that kind of vanilla, like overt, almost like artificial kind of vanilla. But you know, that's all from the bourbon barrel, and it's, you know, that like that smoke taste you get right on the finish. Really, really smooth. Like the mouth feels nice and comfortable. Goes down very smooth. Highly, highly drinkable considering it's 10.6. Fantastic dessert beer. I love it. I'm gonna give this a full 10 out of 10. But I do like KBS better.
Yeah. Where am I? Just to start the rip, I agree. I do still like the KBS better than this. But I also thought the KBS had a lot bigger bourbon quality to it and a lot more roastierness to it. Yeah. And I just tend to like that. But I still found this extremely enjoyable. The differences I found between this and the KBS is, while it does have a strong coffee presence like the KBS, I also found a lot more chocolate-like flavors in it compared to the KBS. That was almost like an underlining, where this is, after you get that coffee, I think you get a pronounced chocolate or vanilla flavors. The thing that I didn't notice was the maple syrup at all. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I didn't really either.
And the bourbon barrel that it's aged in tends, when you have a beer that's bourbon aged or when it's
wood aged
in an oak or barrel or whatever, you either get like that really pronounced like wood flavor or that cherry or vanilla flavors. And I do get a lot of vanilla flavors out of this, and I do get a lot of wood flavors, but it's not super pronounced like some I had in the past. It's almost a perfect blend, to be honest. Yeah. Of everything.
It's a very, very rich vanilla. Like, reminds me of like more of like a spiced rum than bourbon.
It's extremely drinkable, extremely rich, full-bodied, and I'm right with you. I mean, it's one of the best beers I've ever had, but I still like the KBS better. Yeah. With that said, I'm going to do a final chug. You going to do it with me?
Sure.
And then we'll give a final thoughts and grade. So.
Well, I think we just did.
Cheers. As far as a final thought for me, it's a top-notch beer for sure.
Yeah.
Might possibly fit somewhere in my top 5 of all time. Not going to beat the KBS for the overall best one, but even that last sip, I hated drinking because I knew it was the end. Yeah. I guess that pretty much wraps it up. So.
Yep. So thanks for watching this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews
and Jay's Beer Reviews,
and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.